Good morning, children. Hope you people are doing well. Welcome to today's session, children. Today we are going to read a very beautiful poem, Father Returning Home from Unit 8. Father Returning Home is written by Dilip Chitri. Before we start with the poem, let us read about the poet. Dilip Purushottam Chitri was one of the foremost Indian writers and critics to emerge in the post-independence India. Apart from being a very important bilingual writer, writing in Marathi and English, he was also a painter and filmmaker. His Ekun Kavita or collected poems were published in the 1990s in 3 volumes, as is Where is Selected English Poems and Shisha, English translation of selected Marathi poem, both published by Poetry are among his last books published in 2007. He is also an accomplished translator and has prolifically translated prose and poetry. He started his professional film career in 1969 and has since made one feature film, about a dozen of documentary films, several short films in the cinema format, and about 20 video documentary features. He also scored the music for some of them. Before we start with the poem, children, let us have a look at the theme of the poem. In this poem, alienations of the elders in the modern world is highlighted. Isolation of old age, loneliness in modern cities, estrangement from man-made world, loss of historical and cultural identity, pathetic condition of old age persons are discussed. So children, let us start with a poem now. Get ready with your textbooks. Page number 159. Father returning home. My father travels on the late evening train. It describes the train journey of his father while returning home one evening. Evening represents time. Your parts of the father returning late in the evening is highlighted. Standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. Commuters mean children, passengers. Father stands among the commuters in yellow light of a local compartment crowded. The silent commuters represent the alienation or the estrangement experienced by the age. Yellow light reflects the sterling atmosphere. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. Here the poet describes the father's reaction. His father remains unmoved by the sight because they are too familiar to him. Maybe his father has seen all those sights every day. That's why he doesn't get the interest in seeing them again. Or maybe he is so tired that he doesn't get interest in seeing. He is disengaged from life. His unseeing eyes also refer to poor eyesight. His shirt and pants are soggy and his black raincoat stained with mud. Now the poet describes the pathetic condition of his father. His shirts and pants are soggy and his black raincoat stained with mud. This shows he was neglecting his physical appearance. And his bag stuffed with books is falling apart. His bag stuffed with books is falling apart. Here the bag represents his physical state, which is fully torn, filled with knowledge and experience, who is mentally falling now. His eyes, dim by age, fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Even his eyesight fails to see him. Here the poet uses sympathy toward his father. Due to the old age, his father's eyesight becomes poor and therefore he feels difficult to move in darkness. It shows poet's sympathy towards his father and the humid monsoon, and that couldn't stop from his routine life. He has to work in those odd hours of life. Now I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. Here the poet says that he can see his father getting down the train like a word that is being dropped from a long sentence. It is a similar, children. And see, when a person is writing a sentence, he decide to whether to add or leave a particular word at the end of the sentence. A word of no importance is avoided in the sentence. Similarly, the old man has no use in this modern world, so he has been dropped away like an unimportant word from life. He hurries across the length of the great platform, crosses the railway line. He is very much concerned about his family. He is eager to meet them after a day's long. So as soon as he get down from the train, he takes the direction of his home and he hurries and walk in that direction. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. It represents a rainy day. His chappals are sticky with mud, represents he neglects himself, but bothers to reach home as soon as possible. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. Now, see, children, the father he has done a lot of hard work, and when he reached his home, his basic requirements are not properly carried out by his family. Here, the poet represents the alienation of the father that he experiences in his own home. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man made world. Contemplate means to think. Here, the poet reads philosophical looks. He is seen in the contemplate mode after reading the philosophical looks. So, he was neglected and estranged. Coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running over his brown hands. A few droplets cling to the grey hairs on his wrist. This shows that the man is visibly upset with his unpleasant situation. Here he is trembling, shaking when he comes out of the toilet. Maybe this is all because of all the thoughts which comes to his mind when he was in the toilet. He is all alone in his own home. Since the father is old, he has no significance in the family. Just like the droplet cling to the graying hairs on his wrist, he clings to the family. His sullen children often refuse to share jokes and secrets with him. It's very bad, children. Yet the children do not have any interest in their father. Everyone is busy in their own world. They never share their jokes or secrets with him. He will now go to sleep listening to the static on the radio. Yes, to compensate their company. No one is there to talk to him, everyone is busy. So the father listens to the radio, dreaming about his world, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren. He goes to sleep and he dreams about his ancestors and grandchildren and his experiences of his loss or gain, about happiness or sorrow moment. Thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. Here it shows that he is trying to communicate with his ancestors who had entered the subcontinent through the Khyber Pass, through the Himalayas in the past. Here we can see that the old man is either dreaming of his past, about his ancestor, or his future, about his grandchildren, which gives him the great relief from his present time. So, children, I hope you people have understood the poem, and I hope that from now onwards you will spare some time from your regular routine work and sit with your parents, sit with your father, and share some time with them so that they can be relieved from their burdens. And what your parents want, children, they doesn't want any materialistic things from you. They only want your love, affection, and some time with. So to from now onwards you spare some time and sit with your parents and talk to them. Now it's time for you to take down the home assignment. Write a descriptive paragraph in about 100 to 150 words describing your father in an interesting way, and send on my personal window. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.